Hey, what's up everyone, Fred here, welcome back to Cities Skylines. This is episode number 8 and you're currently looking at some areas that I built in the last episode. I made some changes. As you can see, I added more trees, some decals, just trying to keep the details department more consistent between different areas of the city. About this time-lapse, you will see that I'm gonna be building what's gonna be called the Obsidian Gate. So this Obsidian Gate, it's going to be one of 3 main entrances into the city. And lucky me, I wasn't able to finish the whole the whole build in 3 videos like I said on the first one. Obviously, it's gonna take way more time than I expected, but I hope you are enjoying this build as much as I do, because it really is a challenge to work with so many slopes and just trying to add this amount of details. And I would say that I guess the fact that I don't have anything planned for the city itself makes it even more challenging, or I would say more time consuming, because sometimes I build and I don't really like what I'm seeing, so I just delete it and start all over again. For example, in this video I had to play the game for about 8 hours and you are only seeing 2.5 hours of gameplay, of actual gameplay, which you can see on the time-lapse. And it's heavily edited, so you don't see some of the parts, some of the most tedious parts. With that being said, expect a lot of trees, walls, bridges, and high-rises, and the very, very messy layout that cannot be lacking in any video I make. Since we still have a lot of time ahead, I guess
I can tell you a story when I was younger, when I was an architecture student.
I had my teachers telling me you should always give meaning to your designs. Obviously, my first thought about that advice was, I think my teachers are crazy, so I'm just gonna nod and say, okay. Okay, but when I started to look at different buildings from very famous or successful architects around the world, I realized that they always try to communicate an idea or a feeling. So I understood that, and ever since I've been trying to do the same with my buildings in real life or buildings in the game. I always try to communicate something.
And what are you trying to communicate with this city exactly?
Well, the answer for that question is, in one word, would be harmony. I'm trying to communicate harmony between nature and people, and also people with people. So ever since I was a kid, I've always dreamed about a city that could be in harmony with the environment, but also I've always dreamed about a city without violence or any sort of crime. So it's more like a utopia. So this is my utopia. For others, might be very tall buildings, skyscrapers everywhere, which it's fine at some point. I actually like that as well, but only if it has a lot of green areas like Las Cruces. So that's another kind of utopia. But you can see here a trend. We have walls that communicate security. We have bridges that communicate union, and we also have these really big open areas in between the walls where you can look at the entrance of the city, so it really is welcoming anybody into the city, so anyone is free to come over here and see what's happening. Now, the layout, you might say, well, it's a very unrealistic layout and I don't like it, and that's fine. I mean, that's okay, and it might not work in real life, not as the way we are currently living, because cities today are trying to make streets wider, highways everywhere, and it's not gonna work out really well. And it has been demonstrated many times that the wider streets are, the more traffic you're gonna have. What you have to do is pretty much punish the drivers and make them get out of the car, get out of your house, you know, and start walking. You can use your bike to go whatever place you want, you can use the public transport, you can make it easier for the people to use the public transport or just simply take a walk. Disabled people might have an easier time just having more, well, an easier access to different areas of the city without need of a car or any other kind of machine. So we are looking at this kind of trend. This is called transit-oriented design or smart growth, where, well, smart growth is another thing. The TOD, it's giving power to the people to move around the city without using a car. So you give them all the tools to do it. And smart growth means that you're gonna be creating this sense of community inside the city. So let's say, well, I don't want to go out for a walk because, you know, there's many dangerous people out there. With the sense of community, you're gonna get to know everybody around you. You're gonna actually get to know your neighbors, which is, even though people living in cities where there's really not a lot of skyscrapers, there's suburbs and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know their neighbors, or maybe they just greet them every day, but that's about it. But they don't actually get to know them, which is really weird if you think about it. Let's not even get into people living inside these skyscrapers, because I'm pretty sure if you try to greet anybody inside these buildings, they're gonna greet you with a punch in the face. So this is how things are. People is really stressed out by the way we're living today, that there's really no time to get to know each other, and that, I think that's a really bad thing in cities today. And I guess city builders in real life don't take too much care about that, because they are too busy trying to fix the traffic. And I guess that happens as well in city skylines. A lot of people trying to fix the traffic in their cities, but they don't realize that the more pedestrian paths you build, the less traffic you're gonna have. and I know this because I tried it on Las Cruces and it was successful. There's a lot more variables when it comes down to fix the traffic issues in a real life scenario, obviously, but the principle, the basics are the same. You're trying to give more power to the pedestrian so they can move around the city, thus making the use of car less trending. You're basically solving many issues once you solve one issue. So that is the principle of the TOD and the smart growth. Anyways, I hope you didn't fall asleep, and I hope you have enjoyed the talking. that's gonna be it for me. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support as well, for subscribing and pretty much thumbs up and all that kind of jazz. And I'll see you on the next one.